When summer ends and the cool weather begins, is there excitement around your house, planning for what you'll need? Seeing if last year's clothes fit? Right now, Peggy is trying on a jacket she wore last year. Soon it will be Nikki's turn. Nikki and Peggy are just about like any other brother and sister, except that they are twins. They were born on the same day in the same year. Nikki is going to get some of his last year's clothes to try on. How will this skirt fit Peggy? Well, it looks to Mother as if Peggy has really outgrown this skirt. She's quite a bit taller than last year. She seems to have shot up in height. And she's gaining weight faster than before. Mother will need to plan on getting different clothes for Peggy, since she has grown so much taller. And now, Nikki. Here's a pair of trousers Nikki wore last year. Has he outgrown them? Well, he has grown a little taller, but not as much this year as last year. Even though Nikki has grown some, Peggy has grown more. It's hard for Nikki to believe, but Peggy, who is the same age as he is taller than Nikki for the first time. Peggy and Nikki remember the pictures that were made in school last year to help the children with their postures. The twins were the same height then, weren't they? Here's Peggy a year ago, about 4 feet 6 inches tall. And here's Nikki a year ago, also about 4 feet 6 inches tall. They were about the same height last year, according to the pictures. If you could look at the same kind of pictures showing Peggy and Nikki since they were 6, you'd see that they have both grown about the same amount each year. This is the way most girls and boys grow up in the years 6 to 11. Generally, neither one grows much faster than the other. But then, some girls begin to shoot up. They grow faster than before. Peggy is one of those girls. Many boys of the same age are still growing slowly. Nikki is one of those. In school, many of the boys in Nikki's class have been thinking about how tall they are. You can see that some are a little taller than others, and some are heavier. But most of the boys are still growing slowly. What about the girls in the same grade? When Peggy and her class are in the gym, we can see that the girls are growing differently. There's Peggy. She's almost 3 inches taller than she was last year. Some of the other girls have also changed quite a bit during the last year. At this age, the girls differ in size more than the boys do. Your growth is controlled by a set of glands known as endocrine glands. You have many kinds of endocrine glands, but one inside your head, known as the pituitary gland, controls your growing in height. This gland makes a chemical and sends it out into your bloodstream, which causes you to grow taller. In your neck is another gland called the thyroid gland, which affects your weight and also the way you feel. Chemicals from these and other endocrine glands help boys and girls grow up into men and women. As they grow, different parts of their bodies grow at uneven rates. A boy's hands may grow full size before his arms grow full length. His feet will be full grown before his legs. His brain reaches full size fairly early. His heart, not until later. Girls will notice, in addition to these changes, extensive changes in their body shape. They may gain weight rapidly in certain parts of their bodies, and then as they stretch out, will become more feminine in their proportions. So growing up is an uneven process. Different between boys and girls, different between parts of your body, different at different ages. Each one grows in his own way. Is there something special you should be doing to be sure you're growing up normally? Keep healthy. Nikki and Peggy know, and you know good health rules. Eat the right foods. A balanced diet of all the different kinds of foods you need to feed your growing body. Remember, milk has calcium, important for rapid growth in your bones. Chew your foods well, so your body can make best use of their nourishment. And you may find you need extra food for your growing, large meals, and the right kind of extra snacks between meals. Get plenty of exercise. Easy exercise if it's soon after meals, and hard, fast-moving exercise some of the time. Get plenty of relaxation, too, for your growing body needs periods of rest. Get enough sleep, especially when you're growing, for sleep repairs and refreshes your body. If Nikki and Peggy could look ahead, they'd see that Peggy's rapid growth in height and weight will be over in a few years, perhaps by the time she's 14. What about Nikki? In a few years, it will be his turn to begin a rapid increase in height and weight. Look at the boys who are 12 and 13. You'll see more differences in their height than among boys who are 10 and 11. Some boys of 12 and 13 have grown quite tall, but because different parts of their bodies are growing more rapidly than others, some of the boys seem awkward and gangly, and some are not much bigger than they were last year. They've not yet started to shoot up. In the years to come, Peggy will continue to grow, but not much taller. Like most girls, she will gain weight. Her hips will broaden, and her body will become rounder and more feminine in shape. She will probably reach her full height by the time she is 15 or 16. Nikki will keep on growing, in height and in weight. Like most boys, he will grow taller and heavier than girls his age. His shoulders will broaden. His muscles will grow stronger. He will become more like a man. His growth in height will continue probably even past 17. Peggy and Nikki have shown us average growth. But all children are not average. Each person is an individual and will grow differently from others his age. Although all children do not grow up just the way Peggy and Nikki are growing, after the age of 9 or 10, girls are likely to grow tall sooner than boys. This is a change from the earlier years, when growth was fairly steady and about the same for girls and boys. But when the boys begin their rapid increase in growth, most of them grow taller and heavier than girls. Remember, your growth is controlled by endocrine glands. One of them, your pituitary gland, affects your growth in height. Your thyroid gland affects your growth in weight and affects your feelings too. Chemicals from glands make girls more like women and boys more like men. Remember, growing up is an uneven process. Different between boys and girls. Different between parts of your body. And different at different ages. Each one grows in his own way. Whatever your particular growth pattern is, you can be pretty sure it will be normal if you keep healthy, with the right amount and the right kinds of foods, with the right kind of exercise and relaxation, with the right amount of sleep. Growing up is fun, but everyone grows in his own way. Peggy's girlfriend is taller and heavier than Peggy, but both of the girls are taller and heavier than Nicky and his friend. They know, as we do, that different boys and girls naturally follow different growth patterns during the years when they are growing up into men and women.